Welcome back, all my fight fans. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for UFC 299. I'm super excited for this card. I think it's rather stacked. Some people are saying it's more stacked than 300, but we just got Pereira and Hill announced for 300, so maybe that makes up for it. You guys can let me know down in the comments. But yeah, let's go through the fights for UFC 299. I'm going to start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. So the first fight, kicking off the early prelims, is Joanne Wood versus, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher a lot of names today. There's people from all over the world fighting on this card, but Marinia Moroz. Moroz does not sound like a Ukrainian name, but I think I'm going to go with the Ukrainian. I do like Joanne Wood. She is quite funny outside of the cage as well, but I don't trust her. I don't have that faith in her, especially going up against this Ukrainian chick. I've seen her fight twice, and she's got some pretty dynamic striking. So I do think this will be a fun fight. I would keep my eye on it because I think it'll be one of the more exciting female fights. And yeah, I have Moroz just edging that. Next up, we got CJ Vergara versus Almabayev. Hopefully that's close, but he's from Kazakhstan. He's a minus 375 favorite, and he's on a 14-fight win streak. I've only seen him fight once, but he's a Kazakhstan on a 14-fight win streak. What more do you really need to know? This guy's probably going to win, so I'm going to bet on him, and I can't wait to see him fight because I want to see this guy fight more. Guy on a 14-fight win streak, I want to learn more about him. I haven't seen him fight too much. So next up, we got Robelices Depagny, oh my god, and then Josh Parisian. Well, that's a little bit easier to say, and I'm going to go with Josh. The other guy doesn't have a photo on the UFC website, so I'm going to side with Josh. Again, two fighters that I'm not entirely familiar with, but the rest of the fight card, I know pretty much everybody. So the next fight we have Michel Pereira versus Michael, oh, good lord, the Polish names. Oleksiejczuk. Oh my god, I am so sorry, my Polish fans. I definitely butchered that name. But you know what? I'll take your boy. I'll take the Polish guy. I like Michel Pereira. He's one of the most exciting fighters in the entire UFC, just doing insane backflips during his fight. He's an absolute nutbag, but again, he's just not reliable for me. I can't count on him to win a fight. And, you know, Polish fighters, they're tough. They are tough SOBs, so I'm going to take him, even though Pereira is a slight favorite. Should be a good fight, though. And that kind of concludes the early prelims, so let's get into the main prelims here. So we got Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. Damn, I like Munoz. He's one of my favorite fighters at bantamweight, but I'm going to go with Kyler Phillips. He's up and coming. He's super talented. Really, really good on the ground. He's got a very tricky ground game as well. And yeah, I'm going to side with Kyler Phillips on that one, and he's also a minus 192 favorite, so I think that's a safe bet. Ooh, this lightweight fight, Mateus Gamrot versus RDA. Man, obviously I'm a huge RDA fan. I have been for like 15 years, but it's the end of his time, man. He's getting up there in age. I'm probably going to take Gamrot for this fight, even though, you know, RDA, he's one of those guys where you could just never tell when he's going to win a fight. I wouldn't call him a gatekeeper because, you know, look at his career. He's done so much, but at this age, he is one of those guys that does upset up-and-coming guys, and this could be one to bet on. Gamrot is a minus 250 favorite, and I wouldn't not suggest betting on RDA for this fight. This is definitely a winnable fight for RDA, especially if it goes to the ground. RDA is very, very tricky on the ground. He's got a tremendous ground game, and even though Gamrot is an amazing wrestler, I think there are situations where RDA can get a finish on the ground, and then if it stays on the feet, man, you can't really bet against RDA. He's beaten up some of the best strikers of all time, so a little bit flip-floppy there. I know I didn't really give my pick, but I'll side with Gamrot, but I'll tell you guys go bet on RDA because I think it is a good bet. Now we have the women's flyweight belt between Caitlin, Sarah Minara, and Macy Barber. I'm going with Macy Barber. She's my girl. There was a time there where I thought that she was going to become the youngest champion of all time. She was trying to break John Jones's record, but I think she ran into a stumbling block there. I forget who she lost to, but it was a little bit of a fluky loss because she got injured in the fight, but I really, really like Macy Barber. She's young. She's a good wrestler. She seems like she has a really good attitude, and I think this is going to be one of those fights that gets her into that title picture. So I'm going to take Macy Barber. Um, I'll take her by finish, actually. I'll take her by finish round 3. I think she's just driven. I think she has to put a big statement on this fight, fighting the number 4 ranked flyweight. Next up, we got the heavyweight belt between Curtis Blades and Jailton Almeida. Ooh, interesting. Almeida's the favorite. Slight favorite in this, minus 108. But, yeah, I think it's because of the ground game. You know, like, Blades can take him down. Blades can take down anybody at heavyweight. He's really the best wrestler there, I think, by far. Unless you compare him to John Jones. I know he's the champ, so... but John Jones is different. He's got, more of a Greco-Roman style, and he uses a lot of judo trips. Blades is like classical freestyle. He'll shoot double legs, and you don't see a lot of heavyweight shooting double legs like Blades does. So I think Blades can get him down. It's just whether or not Jailton Almeida can submit him. And I think he can. He is that good. Jailton Almeida is one of the best heavyweight jiu-jitsu guys on the planet. So, man, that's a tricky one to call. The thing is that Blades has good strikes from top, and he's gotten better at that over the years. He's got some nasty elbows that he can rain down, and I wouldn't be surprised if he can catch Almeida's chin from top pressure. And man, but I don't want to bet against the Brazilian that's so good at chokes. This is a tough one to call. It's a coin flip for me. I'll go with Blades just because he's a little bit more proven, but it's definitely a coin flip. You can go either way on that one. Next up, I think this is the main card now. Yes, it is. We have Peter Yang versus Song Yadong. The odds are close for this fight, but I don't see it as that close. I like Song Yadong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of him. I actually like him quite a bit. He's a snappy, quick, precise striker that I do really like him. But I'm going to take Yan just because I think people are down on Yan right now. I think his stock's a little bit down, losing a really, really close fight to Merab. I'm going to take Yan. Man. I still think he's like a top 3, top 2 fighter at bantamweight, so I'm going to side with him. I think it will be a close fight, and I hope it goes the distance, and I hope it's just a striking clinic. I hope it's just a masterclass in striking. I'm really excited to watch that one. And then at welterweight, we have Gilbert Burns versus Jack Delamandel. I'm sorry, Australia. You guys are horrible. You guys roast me in the comments whenever I mess this guy's name up. It's tough, man. Della Maddalena. That's the best I'm going to do. The odds are exactly even in this fight. And maybe I'll take Jack just because I'm absolutely butchering his name, and Gilbert's getting a little bit up there in age. Normally I would take Gilbert in this situation. It's hard to bet against him. He's got, really tight striking, especially for a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got tight striking, and he's got power in his hands. He's satting people down quite a few times in his career. And I don't like betting against Gilbert Burns, but I do think Jack is the future at welterweight. I don't know if he'll become a champion. That weight class is very, very stacked, but I think he is, the future top 5 top contender in that division. So I'll side with Jack, although it's very, very close. That's another one where it's just a coin flip, kind of like Blades and Almeida. And then we have this welterweight fight that I'm super excited for. We finally get Michael Venom Page coming to the UFC. I've been asking for this for years, probably 5+ years. I've been wanting Michael Venom Page to come over to the UFC, and he's finally here. I'm going to take him over Kevin Holland. I know there's a lot of Kevin Holland fanboys out there that just absolutely love that guy. I do too. I think it's super funny how he talks to his opponents while he's fighting. He's got really snappy, creative striking that makes him a super, super entertaining fighter to watch, but so does MVP, and I think MVP is just a little bit more technical, and he's got a couple more tools in his tool belt. So I'm going to take MVP by like 3rd round knockout. I think that's going to be my pick, but that one I'm super excited for. I can't wait to see what MVP does in the UFC. And then we have, this is going to be an interesting one to call. We have Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Now, I'm a huge Dustin Poirier fan. I have been my entire life. I've been watching that guy like since he fought Conor McGregor. I'm a huge fan of Dustin Poirier. I think his boxing is like top 5 in the sport for sure. I love the way he uses the reverse guard. He's He's a tremendous fighter to watch, and I like him outside of the cage. I know some people are spotty on him, but I think he's a wholesome guy. I really like DP, and I've always cheered for him. I've always betted on him, but this is the fight where I'm going against him. This is the fight where I have to take the other guy. I'm taking Benoit Saint Denis because he has like 7 first-round knockouts or something. He's 28, so he's just hitting his prime. He's former special forces for the French special forces, which is just another, interesting fact about his career. And he's just devastating, man. His last couple fights, he throws these body kicks that, like, I haven't seen body kicks like that since Barboza. Like, honestly, he throws body kicks like an insane MF, man. He's dangerous, and he's dangerous on the ground, and he has this like killer mentality. I really, really like this guy. And this is coming from somebody who's been a fan of DP for so long. Like, DP is one of my favorite fighters of all time, but there's something about this French kid that I love, and I really think he can go far in the lightweight division. And this is also coming from an Islam fan, a pretty big Islam fan. I think he is like that kind of kryptonite type fighter to really shake up this division and maybe dethrone Islam. Benoit Saint Denis is a dangerous, dangerous man. So definitely keep an eye on that fight for sure. That's my highlighted fight of the night. It's the most interesting one to me. And then we have the main event. And the main event is interesting because we've already had this fight happen before. Now, Sean said that some kick hit some nerve in his knee and then his leg shut down, and that's why he got knocked out in that fight. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I want to believe Sean, but I think it's somewhat of an excuse, especially going around saying that you're mentally undefeated for like months after that fight. I think Vera got into his head a bit, and I think he broke him. I think he actually broke him in that fight. So I'm going to take Vera in this fight. I know Sean is the favorite. Sean, what an impressive victory over Aljamain, man. Like, I was not expecting that at all. And the way he knocked him out, Sean does have serious power, and he has crazy precision. I think it's because of his age. He's a bit of a younger fighter, and he's so creative and loose that he's able to hit these like precise crosses that seem like they're coming from a mile away, but they're precise, man, and they're sneaky. He's a very sneaky striker. So I'm not counting Sean out of this at all. I just think Marlon Vera is the more complete fighter if it goes to the ground. And Sean's got long limbs. He's young. He knows his jiu-jitsu, but I think if one guy's going to submit the other, it's going to be Vera submitting Sean. I think that's pretty safe. Vera's very good on the ground. And I also think standing, like, we look back at that first fight, and I know we can't base everything off of that, but that first fight, Vera was touching him quite a bit. And Vera's a savage, dude. Like, the fact that he's going to be fighting for the belt this time, I think is just going to add another level of savagery in his mind. And he's going to be so driven to knock Sean out that I think he will get it done. I think he's going to knock Sean out in like the 3rd or 4th round. And I have Marlon Vera winning the belt, and then I have him quickly losing it to Merab, kind of following up the 298 breakdown that I did. Merab, after beating Henry, I think he's definitely going to be champ, and I think no matter what happens in this fight, whether Sean wins or Vera wins, either one of them is going to lose to Merab, in my opinion. So, but I am still excited for this fight card. I think the whole card is very, very stacked. I think it's going to be one of those underrated fight cards where when people look back at it after it's over, they're going to be like, damn, that was actually really solidly built. So those are my predictions for today. Let me know in the comments, which ones do you agree with? Which ones do you disagree with? Who do you guys have for the main event? Do you guys have Vera dethroning Sean, or do you have Sean staying champ? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps boost this channel and the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.